Hi my friends, welcome with Stories with Torie today. Before we begin, let's start with our sign language. Everybody get your hands out. What's this? Hello, lamp, mistake, fish, yarn, happy, Halloween, trick or treat, paint, glue, and this week's weird holiday, can you guess what my adorable, cute little friend just saying hi? If you guessed it is Happy Cat Day, you are completely right. It is World Cat Day, which is so fun. And the sign for cat is easy. So you just go like this, like it's whiskers, and you put it on your cheek, just like their cute little whiskers. This is cat. And we're going to read one of my most absolute favorite books of all time. It is Skippyjon Jones, a cat who loves to pretend it is a dog chihuahua. And speaking of cute little dogs, this is my dog. Her name is Skittles. She is adorable and teeny tiny. She's about 3 pounds, and we tease her that she's Skippyjon Jones. As you can see, her eyes are huge, her ears are big, her head is big, and it's so fun. So here is my friend, Skippyjon Jones. Kind of looks just like Skittles, right? Isn't it so fun? So we're going to read one of the best books ever. Here is Skippyjon Jones. Written and illustrated by Judy Satchner. Every morning, Skippyjon Jones woke up with the birds. And this did not please his mother at all. "Get yourself down here right now, Mr. Kitten Britches," ordered Mama Junebug Jones. "No self-respecting cat ever slept with a flock of birds," she scolded, "or ate worms, or flew, or did his laundry in Mrs. Doohickeys' bird bath." The lecture went on and on, as usual. "You've got some serious thinking before you leave this room, Mr. Fuzzy Pants," said his mother, "about just what it means to be a cat. Not a bird, not a mouse or a grouse, not a moose or a goose, not a rat or a bat. You need to think about just what it means to be a Siamese cat. And stay out of your closet," she added, closing the bedroom door. But once he was alone, Skippyjon Jones began to bounce and bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. "Oh, I'm Skippyjon Jones, and I bounce on my bed, and once or 6 times I land on my head." On his way down to earth from a gigantic big bounce, Skippyjon Jones shot past his bedroom mirror. "Holy guacamole!" exclaimed Skippyjon Jones. What was that? So up he went again, and again it appeared. Then, using his very best Spanish accent, he said, "My ears are too big for my head is too big for my body. I am not a Siamese cat, I am a Chihuahua." Back on land, Skippyjon Jones climbed into his toy box and rifled through some of his old junk. After he put on his mask and his sword and climbed onto his mouse, Skippyjon Jones began to sing in a moi moi soft voice. At home, you are going to clap with me. So when I sing and I point to you, you're going to go clap, clap. Are you ready? I will try to do it, but I need my hands. Oh, see, I can kind of do it. Okay, so you're going to do it with me. "My name is Capito Fresquito. I fear not a single bandito. My manners are mellow. I'm sweet like the jello. I get the job done, yes indeedo." Back in the kitchen, Jujubee, Jezebel, and Jillyboo Jones were helping Mama Junebug Jones make lunch. "Can Skippyjon come out of his room now?" asked Jujubee. "No," answered Mama Junebug Jones. "Mr. Fluffernutter is still thinking." In fact, Skippyjon Jones wasn't thinking about being a Siamese cat at all. With a walk into his closet, his thoughts took him down to a lonesome desert road far, far away in old Mexico. Not long into his journey, a mysterioso band of Chihuahuas appeared out of the dust. "Ay, caramba, who goes there?" asked Skippyjon Jones. "We go by the name of Los Chimichangos," growled Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones. "Who are you?" "I am El Scapito, the great sword fighter," said Skippyjon Jones. Then the smallest of the small ones spoke up. "Why the mosquito, dude?" asked Poquito Tito. "I go incognito," said Skippito. "Do you like rice and beans?" asked Pinelito. See, I love mice and beans, said Skippyjo. He might be the dog of our dreams, whispered Rosalita. Perhaps, said Tia Mia, if he knows the secret password. Leaning toward Don Diego, El Skippito half sneezed, half spoke the secret password in the Chihuahua's very large ear. Achoo Pichu! Bless you, said Don Diego. Gracias, said Skippito. Then it is true, decreed Don Diego. Yippee, yippee, yippapito. It is the end of Alfredo Bazito. Skippito is here, we have nothing to fear. Adios to the Banbadobito. Then all the chimichangos went crazy loco. First, they had a fiesta. Then they took a siesta. But after waking up, the chimichangos got down to serious business. Using his paw, Don Diego drew a picture in the sand of the great Bumblebito for Skippito to see. A hush grew over the chimichangos so great that one could hear a whisper drop. Alfredo Bazito, whispered the crowd. El Blimpo Bumblebito Bandito. See, said Poquito Tita, the bandito steals our frijoles. Not your beans, cried Skippito outraged. See, Poquito continued, red beans, black beans, Boston baked in blue, cocoa, coffee, kidney beans, pinto, and jelly too. And now he comes for us, Poquito said. ¿Por qué? asked Poquito. Because we are full of the beans too. Then Don Diego stood tall in his most somber voice declared, Yo quiero frijoles. Huh? said Skippito. The dude just wants his beans back, said Poquito Tito. And you are the dog for the job. Me? asked Skippito. Then all the chimichangos turned towards Skippito, the great sword fighter. But poor Skippito had no time for a plan because in the blink of an eye, a gigantic shadow darkened the landscape. The chimichangos scattered in all directions. Vamos, Skippito, or it is you, the bandito Wilito, they cried. Skippito stood his ground, but his legs shimmied and shook like the jello, and his teeth chattered like the casanetes. Then, in a muy soft voice, he said, My name is Skippito Fresquito, and I fear not a single bandito. But Alfredo Benzito flew straight for Skippito until the bean-eating bandito hovered only inches away from the great sword fighter's face. Holy frijoles! Cried Skippito as he thrust his sword into the air. Suddenly, pop! Went the bandito, landing on Skippito's sword, and quicker than one could say Chihuahua's cheese and crackers, every kind of bean came spilling out of Alfredo Bazito, the Bambito Bandito. Then all the doggies burst into song. Yippee, yippee, yippapito. Our hero is El Skippito. He's the dog of our dreams who delivered the beans. And now we can make our burritos. But back at home, there was such a ruckus coming from Skippyjon Jones' room that Mama Junebug Jones and the girls just had to find out what was going on. They raced down the hall to the kitty boy's room. Banquito, Crashito, Papito, Scapito! Just in time to see Skippyjon's closet exploding. Then out flew Candy, beanbag doggies, and the kitty boy with his birthday piñata on his head. Skippyjon Jones! Everyone cried. Holy muchachos, he said in a muy soft voice. Mama Junebug Jones lifted up Skippyjon and covered his face with furry kisses. What am I going to do with you, Mr. Kogopug? She scolded. That night, when he was supposed to be going to sleep, Skippyjon Jones began to bounce on his big boy bed. Oh, I'm Skippyjon Jones with a mind of my own, and I'll bounce on my bed for hours. I know I'm a cat, but forget about that. Say good night, Skippyjon Jones, called his mama. Buenas noches, mis amigos, said Skippyjon Jones. I hope you love that book and Skippyjon Jones as much as I do. I love these books. They are one of my favorites for sure. Okay. On to our fun wonders. And again, if you have any wonders at home, email me at torie.cutler@besd.net or your teachers. I would love to hear all about it. The first wonder of the week is crazy. I wonder who is the tallest person ever. His name is Robert Wadlow, and he is still the tallest man. He was last measured on June 27th in 1940. He was almost 9 feet tall. He is like the deep end of a swimming pool. Literally, this deep end of a swimming pool would be like the shallow end to him. He was exactly 8 feet and 11.1 inches tall. So I have Robert Wadlow's height of when he was growing up. So if you were maybe 8, he was 6 feet when he was 8. Maybe 9, he was 6 feet and 2.25 inches. 10, he was 6 feet 5 inches. Maybe 11, 6 feet 7 inches tall. It is so crazy how tall he was. And I found this really cool little short video of kind of how he walked. And I always tell the kids that he was so tall, he had to duck down and go into the doors. So I want you to see it.
Making ends feet is certainly a big job when it takes size 39 shoes to fit them.
Just feet 18 inches.
2 into 1 do go. Here's the owner, Robert Wadlow of Chicago, who at the ripe old age of 17 stands 8 feet 4 inches in his socks, and incidentally seems to be quite beyond the reach of young women. Every time young Robert goes through a doorway, he scores a duck. And this is Robert's father, a mere dwarf of 6 feet.
Crazy, right? So that's the tallest man in the world. The shortest man in the world was Chandra Bahadur Danji from Nepal, and he was only 21.5 inches tall, which he was as tall, almost as big as Robert's shoe, which is crazy. He was a very short man. And this is a cool wonder. This wonder actually comes from our principal, Mr. Johnson. He said, what is the difference between a cheetah and a leopard? Specifically the print, because I kind of wear a lot of cheetah print, which I thought was cheetah. So right now on my feet, I have cheetah shoes that I'm wearing right now. And on the box, I looked at home, and on the box it says cheetah shoes. And they're wrong. So my shoes actually look like this one right now. And on the box it says cheetah, but they're wrong. Cheetahs have spots, where leopards have the rosettes. Crazy, right? So we're going to kind of go through some fun pictures. So at home, which one's the cheetah and which one's the leopard? So up here, the top is the cheetah, and then the rosettes, can you kind of see it on the skin? The fur, I mean, this is the leopard. And then here's these cute little cubs. Again, this is cheetah cubs, and this is leopard cubs, which is kind of interesting. I did not know that. I hope you are on board the reading train and you are doing so much reading at home. Have fun if you can find a cat book and celebrate Happy World Cat Day. You should. Have fun, my friends. See you.